If you're building and growing a business, you absolutely need to have a CRM or client relation management system. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can build your own CRM literally within minutes, and no coding is going to be required at all. You are going to get the capability of cultivating your own unique CRM and customizing it to your specific experience and business. So if that's of interest, stick around and let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Gareth, and this is Gap Consulting, where we help you to get the most out of no-code tools, empowering you to build amazing things without the need for code. And in this video, we're going to be taking a look at building your own sales CRM or client relation management tool. Now, in terms of the software we are using in this video, we're going to be looking at building that back-end component in Airtable, but don't worry, it's all going to come from a template, so it's going to come together real quick. And on the front end, we are going to be using Softr, which is an amazing tool that allows us to build custom applications inside of the no-code environment, meaning we don't have to write a single line of code. So let's go ahead and hop on in, and we're going to start by installing this template. If you don't already have a Softr account, you can sign up using the link that we share with this video. And so from here, we're just going to click on Use Template, and that's going to pop it open for us so that we can start getting going inside of our Softr account. So as you see here, I'm taken right into my account. I'm getting the what's new here. Softr is now SOC 2 certified. Awesome. And there are many other updates, but not a component of this video. So let's dive into the actual back end. So first, as I mentioned, we have to have the place where we store the data. And you can see right here that Softr actually has enabled two different options for us. Softr integrates with many different back-end database type solutions where we can store the information. For us, we're going to go with Airtable here, but I could also use Google Sheets, as you see. And we're going to go ahead and use the template. And so with just a few clicks, Softr is going to allow us to install this template using the native integration between Softr and the different tools that you might use, in this case, Airtable. And we're just going to install the back-end solution. So we're going to say continue here, and we need to copy the base to our Airtable account. So again, super simple. Just with a few clicks, we can come in here and connect this particular database and just create a copy in our own experience within Airtable. So I have to choose which workspace I want. For me, that's going to be the Gap Consulting workspace, which is on a paid Airtable plan. And from here, it's going to add that database. Just with a few clicks, takes a moment to download. Now let's first take a look at the database itself and familiarize ourselves with what we have. So we have 5 different tables. Employees. This is an important table because the users who are able to log in to our CRM experience, that thing that we're building inside of Softr, well, they are going to be all stored here. So as we go and add and expand our team, we are going to see the employees list get longer because these are the people who have access to this information. Now we also have deals here. And inside of deals, we can see that they are linked to a specific person. So this would suggest, as we start linking things throughout here, that certain people are only going to see their information. So here I've got, Lucy, who is connected to this particular deal. We can enable it so that Lucy only sees her own deals and that other people don't see Lucy's deals. This is going to give you some privacy controls inside of your CRM, which will be very helpful as you grow and scale your business. Next, we have our contacts. Now we can see that the contacts are connected to accounts. So very often what we'll have is a relationship with another organization, and we'll have more than one people within that organization that we know and work with and do business with. And so in this way, we're able to set up our contacts table. These are the people that we do business with. However, we are able to connect them back over here to our 5th table, which is accounts. And so we can see, okay, this account's in a particular industry with a particular size. We can store their company logo, things of that nature. And you see that we have connected several of these accounts to multiple contacts. Now, I should say that this is all example or dummy data. You can, of course, delete all of this when you go live with your CRM. This is just here to get us started and to demo the application in action. Now, the last table that we skipped is interactions, and this is where we can actually, inside of Softr, look at the interactions that we've had against these different deals, as you see right here, and we can also see who the deal owner is and the contact that that particular interaction was in relation to. So again, this is all back-end stuff. Now when we flip back into Softr, we can see that we are ready to install our application. So again, this is all coming from a template, but it's fully customizable. So we can go in and make changes as we need to. So here we go. Data between Airtable and Softr is now synced, and we're ready to roll. So we are going to go to the application itself. As you saw on my previous screen there, I have quite a large number of different applications, most of them examples, but here we go, easily installed right here. Now, if you're new to Softr, the first place I would draw your attention to is the left-hand panel, because we have 4 key components to any application that we're building. Number 1 is pages. Pages is where we have all the different components or pages of the application that we just put together. Now note that we can add new pages and we can lock down permissions on pages. So here we have the account details page that I'm hovering over. You see this lock here because only logged in users are able to see it. And that makes sense. That's exactly the kind of privacy we would want for an application that we're building that's supposed to be internal. We only want people to see relevant information, and we only want people who we have authorized inside of the application. So this way we have a lot of control over our data, who can see what and who can edit it. But all our pages are here, and we can always change our page rules here as well, so that logged in users go somewhere after they sign in. Non-logged in users are going to go to a sign-in page because they have unauthorized access. So you can see even different types of users, which we'll get to in a minute, are going different places. We have account executives and we have managers. Now these 2 titles might actually seem a little bit familiar, and that's because if we flip back into Airtable now and we go into our employees table, well, look at that. We've got this very role set up inside of our employees table. And this way, we're actually able to create unique experiences inside of Softr. We've created 2 different types of roles, an account executive and a manager, and their experiences inside the application are vastly different. So let's go on beyond pages to users now, since we're on that topic. This data was imported from Airtable. So those example emails that I was showing you on the employees table, that all got brought in right here. And we've also created magic links for each of these users. So once we publish this application, each of these users can just click on their own unique magic link. They won't need to sign in and do the password thing. They'll go right into their experience of the application. We can, of course, add users here, and as we do that, they will also be added to the Airtable backend. For example, I might come in and do my own email address and type my name in here. I can generate a magic link, add the user, and once this data syncs over to this user, then of course we're going to see that data living in Airtable. So here we are, I'll say okay. We'll have that new user now added to the system, and that information is going to be now appearing back inside of Airtable, just like that. So as you see, we've got this integration between the 2 tools. Airtable is where the data lives, but all of it's going to be displayed in our application inside of Softr. All right, next we have our theme tab, and here's where we can set up the different components of the application that we built. Come up with headings within a certain family and weight, come up with same thing for the body text. We can come up with, colors that are showing up. So we have some customization options. Now CSS is available inside of Softr as well, but for the purpose of this video, we're going to keep it no code, keep it simple. So we're not going to go deep into this. Now we also have the settings component here, and there's a lot of different stuff we can do here in terms of changing the subdomain, adding a fav icon, is that how you pronounce it? Choosing a custom domain, building external integrations, etc. Lots of different options to make this a truly versatile web app. Now, let's take a look and poke around our application. And in order to do that, the first thing we can do is publish the application. So just with a few clicks, I'll say publish, and just like that, we are live. If I wanted to change that subdomain, of course, as I mentioned, I can do that, but I'm going to keep it simple for now. Now, I want to access this application as somebody on the team. But first I want to know, what type of user am I going to be? Let's imagine I'm an account executive. Lori here is an account exec, so I'm going to impersonate her by clicking on her magic link. I will copy this, open up a new tab in my browser, and I'm going to go ahead and access the Softr application as Lori. So here I am. If I hover over this LK right here, you'll see that I can actually update my profile as Lori. If I click here, I see Lori's name. Lori cannot change her email address because this is unique to every user, but Lori can come in and change her password and update the way her name appears. Lori can also look at deals. So right here, these are those deals that are specific to Lori, and they can be moved through the Kanban here. So we've got the different stages of these deals, qualification, proposal, etc. I can click drag these and drop them off. What was once qualification, the AceTube inquiry, is now in proposal. And if I flip back into Airtable, what do you think you're going to see for that particular deal? Let's do a quick search for the AceTube inquiry, which is right here. And if we pop this open, we're going to see that it is now in the proposal stage. You can see that it was moved from qualification over to proposal, thereby demonstrating again the tight integration between these two tools. So back inside of Softr now, I can actually click into this deal and get a detailed vision of the deal itself. So here you see I can kind of drill in, I can look at those interactions, I can add interactions, I can open up previous interactions. All of this information is readily available to me, but again, I'm only seeing the stuff that pertains to me as Lori, as an account executive. Now let's go ahead and sign out. Maybe I don't want to see Lori, I want to see what the manager perspective is instead. I'm going to flip back into Airtable now and take a look at one of my managers. I've got Zara and Jose. Let's pop into Softr and impersonate Zara now. I'm going to copy the link, open this up in a new tab, paste the link in, and now we are going to be engaging in this application as a manager. We have different permissions, and that's the key takeaway here. For the manager, it's all deals, not just the deals that belong to one account exec, but all of them. And we can see the owners actually listed out here and see exactly who's in charge of the different deals. Just as our account execs can, we can also drill into the different accounts, but here we're going to see all of the different accounts. We can filter down by industry. I can also, as a manager and as an account exec, frankly, see the contacts, which are here. I can, of course, scroll through or search here, and I have the capability here as a manager to add new contacts. So this again is kind of showcasing the different level of permissions, because if we were to sign out one more time, and come back in as Lori. Let's find Lori's link one more time and open that up. If we go into those contacts now, again, this time as Lori, which we see with the LK, we don't necessarily have all the same permissions. And this is the key takeaway of Softr. Using the different roles and permissions within the tool allows you to build customized experiences for different user types, which lets you take your web application to the next level. Now, as a quick closing thought, one of the newest features that came out from Softr is the capability to download files with a simple click that exist inside of the application. So imagine that as you're building your CRM, you have your different accounts go through some sort of document signing process. Maybe it's to sign a work agreement, an NDA, something along those lines. Well, you could now make that information available to your team right here in your CRM. You could attach it directly to the account itself, and with a simple click, your team members can download those documents as they pertain to the work at hand. Hey, I know we went really quick in this video. There's obviously a lot to cover with Softr, but I hope you got a ton of value out of it. And if you have specific questions that I did not answer here, be sure to drop them below. In the meantime, my friend, keep on building.